Hi everyone, my name is Michael. I'm this year's cultural chair, and for next year I want to be treasurer. So I started out with USC as a member freshman year, worked at the tech crew, turned mics, got in for free. Sophomore year I did Sorry Chair, and I also did donations and raffles for Swim Festival. I think those are two very important events for me to be treasurer because those involve making money, managing money, and I think most of you know I'm very like a Chinese, like a really Chinese person. I'm very, I call it macuenta. So like, I like to count everything. I'm a bean counter. That's what my career is going to be, a bean counter. So yeah, because I think handling club finances and like your personal finances can be very different because it's not just you. And I've had experience with both. So I'm a finance major too. So that's pretty much what I breathe. Excel spreadsheets and everything. And yeah, it matters to me how we're doing with our money because like one of the fundraising people said, I don't know which one, if we don't have the money to do our projects, there will be no projects. So I think it's very important to make sure that, yeah, the money's there. And I count really fast, so I think that helps with borrowing it. And that's it. So vote for me for your treasurer. Thank you.
Hi guys, I am Mabunga. I want to be your treasurer for UFC next year. Honestly, one of the biggest reasons why I'm running is because I'm an accounting major. My future career goal is to be a certified public accountant in a public accounting firm. And as an auditor, you're basically keeping track and verifying all the finances, the revenues and expenses of the company, and which is basically the role of the treasurer. So I would really feel like that would give me a lot of experience in that position. And I also want to be your treasurer because of what UFC has given me in the past. I've gone from being behind the scenes my freshman year to just helping out with Barrio during the week to being raffles and fundraising chair for the committee for Barrio, and also just being in front of 100 of people in skit this year. So I really just want to give my time and dedication in a position that I'm really passionate about for the club.
Alright, so hi again. I'm Krystal Sales, and I'm also running for treasurer for next year's 2012-2013 UFC treasurer position. And I guess what makes me want to do or be the treasurer is just because I want to be able to utilize the resources that we have for UFC, in this case money, in order to like enrich all of our experiences within the club, making sure that we can afford going to conference or going to other events and whatnot, and making sure that everyone is able to partake in it regardless of money situations and stuff. I'm a very honest person. I feel like handling money is very important, and you just really need to have an honest individual that will take care of the money and also utilize it for the best way possible to benefit the club even more. And so also as a business major as well, I feel like I can partake in doing the roles of treasurer, and please vote for me. Thank you.
It's kind of like a scenario that we have for you. So let's say the affiliates rep just asked you for $600 to put on a fundraiser for Northwest Plaza, and the rest of the board or the rest of the officers are on board for it, but it's kind of pretty much not in the budget. How do you handle the situation?
So even like the treasurer would be going for it, right?
No. It's like everyone is like for it, but it's not in the budget. How do you handle this situation?
Wait.
Is this?
So like,
Okay, I kind of get what they're saying.
so like, the exec board is in for it, but the treasurer isn't. Or is it, oh yeah, I wanted to, but it's just not in the budget.
It's
So
not in the budget.
But I want to do it too. Or
It's up
she
to
wants
you
to.
whether you want to.
Okay.
So
We all want to do this, but we don't have the money.
Yeah.
So wait, are you basically trying to like convince the officers it's not?
It's just
How
how
would you
you
handle
handle
it?
it. Pretend you're the treasurer.
Whether you're for it or against it. So I guess from the top of my head, one way for me to like convey that we can't afford it is to try to break down the costs, to kind of convey like my argument of that it's not affordable in the way that they would want to perceive it. So kind of making it concrete that, okay, so you want to buy this and that, but it doesn't add up to the amount that we want to spend, and maybe proposing a solution to like an alternative, I guess, per se, for like what they want to put on, to something on a smaller scale that does fit within our budget. So I think that's like where resources come in like the most, because even though you might not have enough money, you might be able to like pull resources from like other places too. So it's also like working together with the fundraising chair to like really find those resources, but then utilizing what you can to do something on a smaller scale and not necessarily that. So it's basically just showing and then trying to find another alternative. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's how I go about it.
I think we have, like if it's not in the budget, you know, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it. Because we have to look at if we can actually make money off the fundraiser, you know. So let's say if it's a really good fundraiser and then you can like make $2,000 and you spend $600, I'm sure $600 is easy to like borrow from someone. You know, you have to like, you can't be limited by what you see from the controller's office. So we have to like, you know, if it's a really good fundraiser and you need to borrow like $200 from some place, I don't know. I mean, why not look into it? So I think, first of all, you need to really see if this fundraiser will actually bring in funds for the club, and if it is, you know, try to find like something else to finance it.
I would really look into the total cost of what we're trying to spend to where that $600 is going. If there's anywhere that we can cut costs, maybe shop around, look at our options, what's out there. And also, you would have to work with the fundraising chair officer just to make sure that they're trying to raise funds so that the club has a revenue coming back into the club rather than all of it going to the Alliance too.
Next question. Being treasurer requires a lot of behind-the-scene work and constantly being on top of things like budget, transactions, handling money. How will you maintain your life outside of UFC and being the treasurer, along with these responsibilities?
I think just really prioritizing what your commitments are. Like Matt said earlier, I believe he said, or maybe it was Noel. Anyways, you make those commitments because you want to. Those are something. Those are the things that you want to do. And if you really want to do that, you have to really prioritize and make sure that you realize what you have to get done within a timeline and make sure that gets done.
I think for me, I'm an officer this year, so I know the commitment needed for this job, and I know like the duties for a treasurer are different, but you know, expense whatever's and budgeting, it's all routine, and it's really easy. Like I'm like the guy who likes to keep doing things over and over again just to like beat the time. Like, you know, when you play games, just do it and beat the time again. So I think, and I'm, like, you know, I get into routine mode pretty fast. So if it's just like, expenses and budget, and I keep track of numbers in my head like really easily. So yeah, for me it's not a problem because I already have the commitment since I already did it. I'm already doing it this year, and you know the duties are just different, but it's just another routine.
So for me, I think it's just always trying to remember the significance behind the role. So as treasurer, you know you're dealing with money, and money is an important component of like any club or organization. I mean, besides like the people, money is like another important aspect that allows the club to like run activities and whatnot. So keeping that as a motivation for me to like stay on top of things, especially when it comes to money and transactions, and you know, just making sure that the money is secured and things are processed quickly, and you know, all that's coming through. It's just something to prioritize and maintain regardless of everything else. So I think for me it's just maintaining that motivation and pushing myself to like continuously do it for the sake of the club and for all of you, so that way you all can get the benefits from that.